What was the biggest bullet you dodged? My ex-husband. He told me he wanted a divorce, but I didn't. He agreed to work on our relationship and give it a few months. We set a date and went to work, and he acted like things were changing and he wasn't going to leave. He started encouraging me to take out debt and spend money out of our savings, etc. Turns out that he was lying to me and had every intention of leaving on the date we set and crushing me emotionally so I'd hate him forever, and was encouraging me to take out debt since it was all in my name and he'd get half the savings. I only found out his little scheme because he gave me his Apple Watch while he was working on something and I read his messages because I had a feeling something wasn't quite right. For those of you that don't know, if you delete a message on your phone, it doesn't automatically delete from your Apple Watch. I found a few hundred messages to his best friend and mom talking about how much better he could do than me. He had feelings for a coworker and knew she wanted him too. He hated me and I was the worst decision he'd ever made. He never really had feelings for me anyway, etc. It was a bunch of savage, cruel stuff. Finding it rocked me to my core. I'd never imagined anyone could hate me like that, let alone someone I was married to. This happened like 2 weeks after he'd initially sat me down to talk. We were in public and I cried after finding the messages. I went up to him, held up his watch, and quietly told him I knew his plans and to find a different ride home. His smile dropped and the color drained from his face so quick. I went straight home and by the time he arrived, I'd packed him a bag of essentials, left it on the doorstep, and called both his mom and best friend to let them know he'd be needing a place to stay. He was crying and we hashed it out on the steps, which wasn't my proudest moment. I won't lie though, to see him cry after what he had said about me was so satisfying. The next day, I had the locks changed. By the end of the day after that, I had all of his stuff packed and waiting neatly in the living room for him to pick up. By the end of that month, I had filed for divorce and we were officially and legally done forever.